Hello and welcome back, I'm Ursa and this is the Civ 6 autoplay of the huge world with 32 countries and all that sort of thing, and it's really interesting because I've loaded it back up and it puts you in as Japan to start with because this is again our settler AI, and wow, like they have not explored any of the map, they just do not care. Just isolation on this Japanese mainland. I mean, fair play to them, that's that's fairly cool. Although they are going to have to worry about that Korean settler. I mean, oh dear, that would be an insult to Japanese culture. Don't let them settle on your island. Come on, it's fine. But anyway, we're back, and yeah, you can see things are just kind of all kicking off at the moment. Russia and Scythia have made peace, only for everybody, Norway, Russia and Scythia, as just one unholy triple alliance all going to war with Germany. Now Scythia making peace with Russia is probably very good for them. We've only got a couple of cities now and Russia is actually keeping this one, so I think Scythia are not out, but they're going to struggle. You can see here that Russia has lost the control of this city, which is a real pain for them because that's only going to go one way, and that's Germany. But can Russia take Stockholm? And will Norway be able to sort of put pressure on as well? It's going to be interesting to see whether this war is going to come up because, I mean, Europe at the moment is just a collection of little independent 3 city-states. Will Germany be the one to, you know, combine them all? It would be historically cool. Also, a little challenge for somebody if you really have got too much time on your hands. The one thing I've noticed listening back to the first episode of this is, my god, I say interesting quite a lot. How many times do you reckon I say interesting in the space of a 15-20 minute video? Probably way too much. I see if I can come up with some other words in the language. Ooh, that's intriguing, challenging, or something along those lines. Not entirely sure, but look, Indonesia have settled another city on this island. It only took them to sort of turn 60 to do it, and oh my god, they had settlers from the start of the game. Why? What are you doing, Indonesia? Just, I love them so much. They're such a good civ with their little huts, and so frustrating. In other news, Spain are doing a very good job of looking really important and busy and having loads of troops, and doing an absolutely terrible job of actually doing anything useful. Yeah, you look pretty, Spain, but my god, at war, just not very good. I mean, Lisbon has been standing there under siege for, since turn 20, 30, something like that. I mean, just, oh my god, just take it, please, 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 just take it. Now keep an eye on this Scythian city up to the north. If this, in terms of loyalty, starts getting pushed back a little bit, and it might as soon as Russia start getting a little bit of population in these 2 cities, of which they can actually send a route through now. They could get a road through here, which is pretty cool. This'll be lost. Russia will gain that city, and essentially Russia will be let loose to start settling into what is effectively Russia, which would be pretty good for them. You can see already Stockholm beginning to fall. This Tromso, which fell to Russia, we were expecting it would, and so it did. The catapult sat there is very useful for Russia because they can just boop, hit Stockholm and hopefully send a little bit of the thing. Oh my goodness! Now this is a shift. Aztec has made peace with Cree as America takes the Cree capital, so Cree really on the back foot here, but Aztec have decided not to go for them, and they're instead going to go for America. Now, this is an interesting one. America, on their home continent, very tough. Aztec do have military bonuses as well, so this is going to be a difficult one. I mean, I wonder if this is going to give the Cree a time to, like, gather themselves back up. They've still got a lot of land. They've got all of Alaska they could settle. They've still got a lot of Canada they could settle, and even they could push into sort of what is this, Washington, Oregon, California? I'm a Brit, guys, my American knowledge is terrible, I'm gonna get it wrong, but you know what, why do you need to know American states when there's like a world out here? That's what I say. Oh my god, look at Europe, look at that. Is that enough troops for everybody? Could you imagine if Greece was a bigger player in this game? All of these troops to kill. God, they would get so much culture. Do you remember we got really excited about Australia having a settler in the sea, and we were like, are they going to go after all of these, like the Philippines and Micronesia and all these sort of islands out there? That's really cool. So I was thinking, oh my goodness, where is the Australian settler gone? And yeah, here it is. yeah, they managed to put it all the way back here, probably just to settle where Allura is. I was so hopeful. Oh no, it's going back. It's going back. Calm down, everybody. It's going back. But ooh, interestingly, Australia. Oh, interestingly, ding 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 ding. Oh Christ, I need different words. Intriguingly, Australia have a caravel, which means they can settle on New Zealand now. But will they? Oh my God, this is just such a messy front line. Look at this. America, why have you got a catapult just in the middle here? Aztecs, why are you only just moving your settlers out now? Why did you not do this like 5 turns ago? I say 5 turns ago, like 50 turns ago. Ugh. I mean, it's cool. If Aztecs grab Cincinnati, it's going to be a real gain for them. But, oh, Australian? No, not Australian. American Knights. They're blue. Patriotism blue. Yeah, those are tough. They're going to... Well, the Aztecs are going to struggle to deal with knights unless they tech up a little bit, because these swordsmen they will get run over by knights. Well, somebody took Stockholm, and they gave it back to Stockholm, which is a bit boring. Persia and Australia have gone to war with India, though. It's not interesting. It's a completely different word. Anyway, Persia declaring war on India is going to really backfire on them. India are just about getting to the point where they've taken Sumeria, but if India really pushes into Persia, do you remember we were saying a little bit earlier that all India had to do was unify the subcontinent, which they've done, and then start taking out a little of these like tiny little nations here, and they're going to have a lot of land to spread into. I still think India, if they can hold this together, Chandragupta can be a real world player, especially because Persia only has the one city. All they've got to do is take that city, and all of this space will be completely freed up to India. In the meantime, Nubia, really getting its settle on. It's got loads of these little cities going about now, which is good for them. Good for them. Korea, how cheeky. Japan, are you going to stand for this? For my purposes, though, this is a little bit concerning. I need Japan to stay in the game for as long as possible. I was really hoping they'd settle out in Hawaii or something. Yeah, I need Japan to survive for as long as possible, because it means I can keep loading in the game. So if Korea have now got a land border with them, they're going to start sending things like Kawachas out. It might work really badly for them. But Korea, actually, now that I look at them, are really, really being penned back here. No wonder they're fleeing to the Japanese mainland. They've lost 2 cities to the north now, to Mongolia. They have horsemen just running through them. And they've also lost to the knights and the crouching tigers of China, which is a really tough one as well. So China beginning to spread out a little bit. Hong Kong was a great inclusion for it. Zhengzhou says it's going to rebel, but I reckon China could probably get that under control. And Tibet, or this city over in the Tibetan mountains over here, I think this is Mount Everest, isn't it? Yeah, it is. So I'm really hoping that they can get themselves together and take that city back. I mean, China shouldn't let that one fall, surely. Yeah, they're going to take it back now. I just wondered how many natural wonders are around here. It's really cool. These mountains are awesome. So, yeah, Mongolia and China sharing great general points, and India here. We're getting great general points from that natural wonder. That's such a cool stripe. I mean, look at the cool stripes of it. Really pretty. Do you remember how I was really taking the mick out of the Spanish earlier? Well, yeah. So it turns out they did take Granada, so maybe giving them a little bit of a warranted slack. You know what? No, I maintain that my slagging off of Spain was exactly what they needed. You know, I pushed them into becoming a bit better than they should have been. I'm gonna take that one. I'm gonna take that as a success for Brian. Wow, Russia actually pushing a little bit further than we thought. So Germany did take this city-state here, which is bad news for them, unfortunately, but Russia really might do quite well out of this. I mean, if Stockholm, they didn't want it for whatever reason, which is, you know, fair enough, maybe the science is giving it a benefit, but if they can take Germany, then Russia have got a real advantage on things like Preslav, Rome, Paris, all one-city nations that just couldn't fight back, really. Although, I mean, admittedly, they couldn't really go after Scythia. They were a bit rubbish on that. But there we go. Lisbon also falls to Spain. I told you, I'd motivated them. And Rome and Egypt declare war on Spain. Yeah, actually, that'll be alright. They'll live with that. Oh, India, what were you doing? They took so long to take this city over that Georgia has actually managed to pinch it. I mean, Georgia really did get the worst place on the map to settle there, but they're doing alright. They are pushing themselves through. China really battling to keep loyalty here. You can see they've managed to sort of contain the loyalty on this Korean city to the north, but Hong Kong has also slipped away from their grasp. Now, it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be intriguing to see whether this city-state will flip to India or the Khmer. I think it will probably go to India, which they're not going to complain about. I don't think that would be a pretty good one for them. I'm loving these Norwegian Viking longships. They are just everywhere. I'm just sort of looking in random oceans. I mean, Norway really starting to explore the map. They're going to be one of the first nations to meet everybody. I wish they had made the Cree and American colours a little bit different. I mean, I don't know, just from a first glance, those are difficult to spot the difference on. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just being a bit lazy. But Brazil managing to settle out into the top of South America, so really keeping their push going, and you can see just they're holding this border now. With this city taking from loyalty, Mapuche have been very much forced in, although they have actually started to put settlers in boats. So maybe Mapuche will grab sort of this land around here, sort of upwards of where Chile is, and maybe this is going to Bolivia, Peru sort of area? I'm not sure entirely. Korea and Mongolia making peace. I feel like Mongolia are going to benefit from that one more, because it means they're going to hold on to these cities, whereas Korea, yeah, just having to now keep settling round into this sort of where Russia would be normally. Germany has managed to get itself into a war with France at the same time as fighting Russia. You're very wedged in there, Germany. You sure you want to be fighting all these people? That's a lot of people to be fighting at once. Australia decided that having one settler in the middle of its continent next to Uluru was not enough. They needed 1, 2, 3 settlers, all to just sit there while all of these islands remain undefended and unsettled. Yep, good on you, Australia. Mongolia have decided that their next target, now they're done with Korea, is Scythia, which is a little bit surprising because there's only one city that they can actually get to. I think Mongolia just doesn't like all of the horses, which is a little bit strange. Oh look, the Khmer have made peace with Japan. Hooray! Oh, poor Georgia. Stuck here in the middle of the map. Just all of their cities now flipping to loyalty. I'd hate to be them. Poor guys. Samaria somehow though, managing to keep alive. I mean, India have had the city surrounded for years and they just aren't melee attacking, which is a little bit strange. I mean, they've got elephants, they've got knights all ready to go, and they could take out Samaria here, but they just don't want to for whatever reason. Oh look here, Greece have managed to pick up this old Egyptian city. Although that and Carthage are now being lost to loyalty, so Greece in a dark age. This could work well for either Rome or Spain. Actually, maybe Spain are probably going to be the more willing recipient of it, but if they can get themselves in on Carthage, then suddenly Spain have access to the Mediterranean, which is a big deal for them. The more I think about it, this war between Mongolia and Scythia might actually be more interesting than we thought. Interesting. Oh my god. Stop saying it, Ryan. Mongolia steal cavalry units, don't they? If they use a cavalry unit and kill a cavalry unit, they get to steal it. So all of these horseback archers, they might find themselves with a very big army from this. Well, does that count that Australia have settled on this island? I mean, they have put a commercial hub there. Maybe? Not so sure. Look at that, for an optimistic settle from Indonesia. Wow, just one tile. What are the Khmer going to do about that one? They do have a bombard right next to it. They might decide that's enough. That's too much. London is finally being sieged by Norway. I mean, they can't really put the ships into sort of any form of sustained attack to really make me think they're going to take it, but if Norway do take this, it would be a good win for them. I mean, it means they could probably go after Scotland afterwards. France with Birmingham again, but we've seen that before. We know they're not going to hold it. Greece did lose both of its city-states. Interesting that. So, I gotta stop saying interesting. Honestly, there should just be like a running count here. This is ridiculous.